Hobbies. Some people like to collect stamps. Seems like a fun way to spend some time. Maybe do crossword puzzles. That's a fun hobby, I imagine. But is there a more rewarding hobby than being a home brewer? I'll answer my own question. Of course not. Home brewing, that's the focus of this episode of Brewed, and we're gonna take you to places we've never taken you before. This will be a home brewing show unlike any home brewing show we've done before, because instead of going into your home and invading your personal space, because, well, you know why we can't do that right now. Instead of doing that, we're going to take you behind the scenes at the industry that supports the hobby that then supports the craft beer industry. It's like a snake eating its own tail, or a beer drinking itself. We're gonna take you behind the scenes, a sneak peek behind the curtain at the people that make home brewing possible. We head up north to Minneapolis, to Northern Brewer, which is one of the largest outfits for getting home brew materials. They started in the early 90s as a catalog, and they've become just a massive, massive facility. You're not gonna believe how big this homebrew facility Northern Brewer is. Today is your holiday, home brewers. It's Big Brew Day. This is the day in May that is set aside to celebrate the fact that you can't go to jail for making beer in your house like you used to be able to up until Jimmy Carter made it a law that said you can't go to jail for doing that back in the late 70s. True story. So we're celebrating you and the people who make the incredible beer that you make at home possible. Big Brew Day on this episode of Brewed.
You know, it was crazy. Start of 2020, things were rolling normal, everything was good. We hit March and lockdown orders started coming through, stay-at-home orders came through. That challenged our retail store where, of course, we couldn't be open for almost the entire month of April for direct customer shopping. But on the online side of things, it sparked, and everybody was, if they had homebrewed in the past, even if they had only thought about it a little bit prior to having that much time at home, it seemed like they went for it. And we welcomed a lot of new customers to the Northern Brewer family. We know that was across the industry as well. There was a lot of other homebrew shops that we talked to, and we're seeing that exact same thing.
Yeah, this last year's been absolutely crazy. We have seen such an uptick in sales orders. We've stayed open the whole time too. We implemented the mask mandate pretty quickly, and we make sure that everyone's as socially distanced as possible out there. We've got plexiglass dividers in certain areas, and then trying to staff for that uptick in orders has been very challenging. We are at a point right now where we are comfortable. We're able to get everything out to our customers on time. But it's been pretty nuts. I think this last year we've seen the most change that we've seen in a long time, just with the sheer volume of orders that we've been receiving.
We've been around since 1993, and we've always had somebody in my position that's always developing new things, whether it's a brand new style or whether it's digging up something from the past and exposing it to the mass market. Every once in a while, you put together a recipe on paper, you send it through the mash tun, you boil it up, ferment it, and it's just, nope, that's it, done. Done. It happened. It's not all the time. It's not all that common, but it does happen, and when it does, it's such a great feeling. It's like, this tastes exactly like I thought it was gonna taste, and it's a really good feeling. It's really cool. And putting it on tap and letting people try it and get feedback, and when you get that positive feedback, that's some good reinforcement. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna brew this again. I'm gonna put this in the system, make a kit out of it.
Innovation is a huge part of Northern Brewer's history, from Chris Farley, Dave Turbinson starting their businesses, a little retail shop, and deciding to get into catalogs and make homebrewing a little bit more accessible, and then designing those catalogs, making them better, and then all of a sudden, you know what, internet, let's do this, and finding a way to make a shipping company that also has this specialty in homebrewing ingredients, equipment. The equipment line we've always concentrated on, trying to make sure that we're making equipment that's new for brewers, for brewers. A lot of the historic usage of equipment was, grab this from whatever industry, maybe, dairy farming or something else, and use that in home brewing and making beer. Whereas we like to find ways to present equipment that is just for brewing beer. So that's important. We continue to strive to make different innovations, finding ways to be available and be consistent for all different styles of homebrewers. I myself am a hack homebrewer. I like to build things. So we also sell parts and pieces that are going to allow you to do that. We just the same with recipe kits. We sell a lot of recipe kits, stuff that Brad's worked hard to develop and build up. But we also sell a ton of ingredients a la carte. So we love the creativity of homebrewing for ourselves, and also want to encourage that and make sure that's not being stifled for anyone that wants to do their own thing.
One of the things we try and do is build quality into everything that we do. I mean, when we were down in the beer kits department, you saw Derek going through the list and making sure that all the ingredients were there and correct. Our grain has a freshness date on it, so our customers can make sure that they're getting the freshest materials. Our hops have that nitrogen flush to make sure that they're shelf stable for however long it needs to be until the customer's ready to brew it. It's very important that we're building quality into all of our products, and we make everything in-house. It's fresh, and it goes through quite the process just to be able to make a singular beer kit.
That piece of, there are a lot of different ways to make beer, but helping deliver a consistent way to make great beer is our mission.